YouTube, what is good? We are back for another episode of Marv's Room. Thank you guys so much for joining me wherever you're at in the world. As always, I'm grateful you guys keep coming back. To the new subscribers, welcome. I wanted to jump on here today though, man, and talk to you guys about something that I really want people to understand and why certain people can't manifest, or, differences and similarities between law of attraction and law of assumption, things like that, because I kind of touched base on it last week in my video when I discussed different law of attraction teachers and who's right. So I definitely encourage you guys to check out that video. But I'm gonna kind of go more, I guess, in depth in this video with some of these ideas. Now, I want everyone to understand a huge reason why a lot of you guys can't manifest the desires you want, whether it's a SP or whatever the case may be, is because you guys have so much resistance. You guys have tremendous resistance around, are you doing something right? You have so much resistance around techniques. You feel like, maybe you need to watch another video, or maybe you need to read another book to kind of get the picture, to kind of get the idea for it to stick. And I want you guys to know this, that there is no substitute for action. There is no substitute for action. You can watch my videos all day. You can watch the next YouTuber's videos all day. You can listen to the next audio book on Neville. You can listen to the next audio on Abraham Hicks. You can do all of these things. Bottom line is there's no substitution for taking action. Because as you guys know in my story, for many years I was reading, listening, etc., getting inspired, but I wasn't taking action. And literally the year that I started to take action was the year that I got results. That was the year I seen what I wanted to see. And I want you guys to understand this is a very, very big problem in the LOA community, is you guys get so inundated with information, and the missing piece that you're doing is simply you're just not applying the knowledge that you're learning or listening to, or you have all of these conflicted feelings about the teachers that you're watching, whether it's Neville, Abraham Hicks, Joseph Murphy, et cetera, et cetera. Understand this, Joseph Murphy and Neville Goddard, they had the same teacher, and Abdullah taught Joseph Murphy and Neville Goddard. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of you guys are conflicted, like, oh, should I do it this way? Should I do it that way? Listen, like I said in my last video, a lot of this stuff is just different ways to help you live in the end and getting in the wish fulfilled. That's all it is. So when I hear people say things like, oh, I only believe in law of assumption, I don't believe in law of attraction. Listen, it's literally the same thing. It's literally almost the same thing with very minor differences. When I hear people say, oh, I don't believe in I don't do affirmations because Neville doesn't do affirmations. Listen, every technique is simply just put there to help you get into the state of living in your wish fulfilled. I understand Neville doesn't talk about saying affirmations or whatever the case may be, but understand that affirmations, scripting, whatever, they're all just techniques to help you live in the end of your wish fulfilled. So it doesn't matter if you script, it doesn't matter if you say affirmations, and in fact, saying affirmations and scripting may be a lot better for people, because I know people have a lot of hard time visualizing when they first learn about LOA. Their mind's eye, they haven't strengthened their mind's eye, so they find it very hard, very difficult to visualize, which there's nothing wrong with that. But understand, manifesting is like anything else in life. It's like when you get a new job. You don't go to a new job and you just expect to know how to do the bookkeeping. You don't go to a new job and just expect to know how to deal with all the personalities. You don't go to a new job and just automatically expect to get a raise. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn these things. When you go to a new job, you have to learn how to deal with your coworkers. You have to learn how to deal with the daily tasks that your job is asking of you. You have to learn these things. And with manifestations, it's no different. When you start to learn how to manifest, it's like a muscle. You got to train it. So if you can't visualize in the beginning, don't get upset at yourself. Just continue to do the work and practice and train your mind's eye so you can start to see what it is that you want. But don't sit here and say, oh, it doesn't work. Because like anything else, when you train it, it will start to work. You know? So don't discredit any technique at all, because techniques are simply there to just help us get into that state of living in the wish fulfilled. Whatever that technique is, you know? There's no wrong in these techniques that we're doing. Just because Neville never talked about it doesn't mean that it's wrong. Like I said, there's no one size fits all to this. Everyone is different. Literally, everyone is different. And I want you guys to understand that law of assumption versus law of attraction, they literally go hand in hand. Law of assumption, when you assume something to be true or to be real, whatever the case may be, you're going to attract it in your life. Law of assumption and law of attraction go hand in hand. You know, so for someone to tell me, because I had somebody tell me this, somebody told me, you know, they didn't believe in law of attraction. I mean, they didn't believe in law of attraction. They only believed in law of assumption. And so when I hear someone say this, I'm thinking to myself, dude, it's the same thing. Like, it's literally the same thing. Someone saying they don't believe in law of attraction, but they believe in law of assumption. That's like saying, yeah, I think our lungs are the reason why we breathe. I believe in our lungs being the reason why we breathe, but I don't think our nose and our mouths have anything to do with us breathing. I don't believe in our nose and mouths being the reason why we breathe, are able to breathe, you know, fresh air, et cetera, et cetera. Like, that literally goes hand in hand. Like, breathing, your lungs, your nose, you know what I'm saying? Your mouth literally goes hand in hand with breathing. You know what I'm saying? So when people say, oh, law of assumption is what I believe in, not law of attraction, it's literally the same thing almost. Like, they go hand in hand. Law of assumption simply means whatever you assume, you are eventually going to attract in your life. Doesn't matter what it is. When you live in that state, you're literally going to attract whatever it is that you believe, what you assume. That's all it is. You can't sit here and say, oh, I believe in law of assumption, but I don't believe in law of attraction. That's like going against the grain. You know what I'm saying? But again, this is why people are such in a tug of war, is because all of these different information, all of these different teachers, you know, oh, Neville never said it this way. Oh, Abraham Hicks says it this way, blah, blah. Like, yo, listen, it don't matter. Don't get caught up in the technique. Do the work, because that's why a lot of people can't manifest, is because you guys spend so many times watching these videos and debating on if you're doing something right or who you should listen to. Understand these techniques are just a tool to help you live in the wish fulfilled. So scripting, affirmations, even though Neville never really mentioned it, those are tools to help you live in the wish fulfilled. So in all actuality, Neville Goddard, in a sense, does talk about scripting, does talk about affirmations. You guys see where I'm getting at? But you guys allow so many distorted information and so many distorted views, and, you know, this teacher and that teacher. It's like, yo, listen, you can watch, it doesn't even matter. You can watch Neville Goddard, listen to Neville Goddard, Joseph Murphy. You can listen to all these guys until you're blue in the face. You can listen for the next 10 years. But until you actually start to apply, until you actually find a routine that fits for you, until you strengthen your muscle, whether it's visualization or whatever the case may be, until you actually start to apply, you're not going to get results. Because a lot of you guys watching these channels, you guys keep learning, but you're not doing. And that's why you're not getting the results you want to get. And then on top of that, if you are doing, you're not getting the results, it's because you have conflicted feelings about whatever trick or technique you're doing. You have doubts about it, and you have doubts about it because you are afraid to fail. You're afraid you're doing something wrong. You have fear about, oh, should I do it Abraham Hicks' way? Oh, should I do it Neville Goddard's way? Listen, there is no right or wrong. Just simply, if you're bad at visualizing, start to script first. Start the script first and say affirmations, because That helps a lot of people before they can visualize. And as you're scripting and saying affirmations, work on your visualizations. Work on strengthening your mind's eye. Because like I said, just visualization and all these other techniques, just like anything else in life, you can become good at it with practice. And that's what I want you guys to understand. Is I want you guys to practice on these techniques. I want you guys to stop getting inundated with information. Stop feeling bad and being afraid to fail, so you keep watching more videos, and just simply pick and find a routine that works for you, and then apply it as much as you can without turning it into a job. Because that's another reason why they create so much resistance, because they start turning this law of attraction stuff into a job. Oh, I gotta do this 5 days a week. I gotta do this 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? When simply all of these techniques are designed to help you live in the wish fulfilled. Live in the end of whatever your desire is. That's what all of these techniques are for, man. We are making this so much harder than it really is, and we're creating so much controversy, and we're creating so much separation for no reason. And I think it's sad, because all of this stuff is the same thing. Oh, I don't believe in law of assumption. I believe in law of assumption. I don't believe in law of attraction. Well, I believe in law of attraction. I don't believe in law of assumption. Like, it's all the same thing, and we're going back and forth about nothing, man. So I just wanted to jump on here today and just kind of share that message with you guys. Is understand, this is why you can't manifest. Stop being afraid to fail. Stop thinking you're doing techniques wrong. Stop thinking that you can only believe in law of assumption or law of attraction and that they're not coexisting together, because they're all used, they're all intertwined, and it happens so fast you don't even realize that they're all connected. Whether it's law of attraction, law of assumption, law of vibration, frequency, whatever law you want to say, it's all in unison. It's all synergy working all together at one time. Find something that works for you. Stick to it. Be consistent about it, whether it's a couple days a week, 5 days a week, whatever the case, without making you feel burnt out. Do whatever you got to do to get in that wish fulfilled, to live in that wish fulfilled. Do what you have to do. All right, guys? Just want to jump on here and share that with you. I'll see you next time. You know where, you know when. Marv's Room.